Welcome to day two. We're going to start by, as I said, I'm going to come down into the audience and talk to you. So what I'd like you to do is think for a moment about the personage, the person who is on your name tag, and what that person would think about what they heard yesterday amongst all of the sessions between Juliette Anima from Jumia, between our review of the last couple of years of SoFI and client centricity, the state of client centricity today, the client journey that we talked about, the look ahead into the super platforms and whether they're coming, and if they are coming, whether they're a threat or not, the Clients at the Center prize winner that we had last night. Sorry, I'm thinking ahead while I'm thinking behind. All of those things yesterday that went on in the plenary sessions, I'd like to just get a sense from you what you think your client, the person on your badge, would say about that. So I'm going to start at this end of the room. I'm going to work my way there, and I'll just stop at a table or two here and there and just ask you what you think, all right? So people on this side, you have a little bit more chance to think about what you're going to say. People on this side, I'm coming down now. Who has a client that they would like to talk about before I actually go and pick somebody to talk about their client? Any volunteers? Right at the back. Let me get back to you in a second. How about in this quadrant here? All right, now who is your personage? You have Katherine, exactly. Katherine was the one woman who was in the savings group and has a small shop where she sells goods. What would she say about what she said yesterday? What you heard yesterday?
Okay, interesting. So the quote ends with that, I sell little things and I would like to have a bank account. I don't have a bank account, and I'd like to put the proceeds of my sales and deposit over there. It was interesting because, access to bank accounts, I'm guessing in the rural area, she has limited money. She needs to go and actually deposit. The conversation yesterday about super platforms was particularly interesting. That's something that can dramatically change, the access to the bank account or the ease with which you could put in money and take out money, and also the data trail. So, and I really like the conversation about the two opposing views. I was actually on the side of super platforms are going to change everything, and then I liked Nadim's point of view, which is it's not so simple. It's not going to be just like that. There's going to be a lot more questions. So
Katherine would like that as well.
Katherine would like that. I think it's interesting. I think Katherine would like the access, like the personalization, and like the opportunity. So.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Lisa, would you like to tell us who have you got as a personage?
Actually, I get to cheat because it's one of the clients from our partner. So I've got Fanes Cabona, who's a partner of the World Food Program project, the Farm to Market Alliance that we support, and she has tripled her her output and her income over the last season through the support from the program, and she wants to buy a cow. So I think that what she probably would say after looking at the season yesterday was, how can that super platform get me a cow?
Very good, thank you. Which person are you representing? Katherine again. All right, what would Katherine say in your view?
Well, Katherine wants to have a bank account so that the little proceeds she makes from the business can be deposited to the bank account. Now, it has not been easy to put a bank account to the hands of every person who wishes to have one, and this is where Katherine is coming from. Now, the issues to do with affordability of holding a bank account, I do not think, we've done quite enough moving to that journey. The account can be made available to Katherine, yes, but how easy is it for Katherine to keep using that account to access the funds, given the nature of network? We keep talking about, mobile phones. Once somebody has a mobile phone, it's very easy, this person to link, to the bank account. But there are many other external issues like network and, other stuff like that.
It's connecting that last mile.
Exactly.
Can you stand up and tell us about Lou Bega? What would Lou Bega say about what he heard yesterday?
Well, Lou Bega enjoyed. Okay. enjoyed having access to savings and loan, and actually changed his life. And I think what he would say is to make sure that he keeps having access to those services, and so that and make sure that it is pertinent and relevant to him. And he would probably be interested in having more access to more loans, bigger loans, and that's really how farmers or clients would see things. And if he were in this room yesterday, I think he would be bothered, I would say, by some discussions that we had, which are very high level, and he would challenge us to make it real for him. And I think this is the challenge that we have in this room, to kind of to translate all those discussions, high-level discussions, into real products and services useful to our clients.
Okay, I think you put your finger on it, how to translate what we heard yesterday into real impact for the clients on the ground, exactly. Well, tell us about Fanis again.
So, like, she has grown her business. She, as someone else said, she's grown it about 3 times. But look, what she wants to do is she wants to pay school fees, she wants to buy an extra cow, she wants to get a cement floor. So she has these goals, these things that she wants to do. And to be honest, she probably doesn't really care if that's through a bank account or not, or if it's through Google or Facebook or the bank or whatever. So for her, it's about how she can achieve those goals, and whoever's going to enable her to do that in the way that's easiest for her and fits in with her lifestyle. So I don't think, the discussion about platforms yesterday, she's not really going to care about. But then there was the part of the discussion yesterday that talked about how bringing bankers to people's doorsteps and things like that. So it may be something like that that may work better for her.
Very good, thank you. What would Lou Bega say?
I think that what Lou Bega would really want access to is to be able to get access to a bank where he can make deposits and withdrawals. But then also looking at him, he sounds like a man who wants more in life and is a bit ambitious. So he wouldn't care really how he gets his money, but he would like access to other things just apart from capital into his business, but also probably maybe pensions, investments, and also maybe interacts more with people like him who are looking to build their community. He talks about cows. I think probably he comes from a part of the world where there are herders, so maybe he also wants to help improve his community. So he's the kind of man that I'd like to know.
What would Jean-Paul say?
I think Jean-Paul is going to say, this is all good, but what can you do to help me increase my productivity? What can you do to help me find out the right price and the right venue to sell my product so I can increase my revenue, so I can feed my family? At the end of the day, it's what's in it for me as a consumer and how you can help me improve my life through access to these financial services. That's what he would say.
Okay, very good, thank you. All right. Let me come back here. Yes, sir. Who do you have? Okay, John Paul again. Do you have? What would he say about yesterday here?
When I see Johnny Paul, I see myself because I've gone through the same situation. I used to do the same, like what John Paul is doing, and that is how I was able to study. And when he mentions machinery work being unreliable, I see it because there are times you would go to the site and they tell you there's no work. And yet you are counting the number of days you are in school holidays, and that's when you can be able to raise school fees. So I see John Paul being in this room tomorrow because that is a journey that any of us can take.
Lou Bega? Yes. All right, tell us about Lou Bega. What would Lou Bega think about what he heard yesterday? I
think now that he has a bank account through Opportunity International, and he probably has heard about Jumia, he's thinking, well, Christmas is around the corner. I have access to fewer goods in my immediate community. How can I get something special for my children on Jumia?
And you think you'd be impressed by what Juliet had to say?
Of course. I mean, they have a range of products on there that you'd want to buy maybe one or two for his children.
All right, I'm looking for somebody who has Simuhungu.
When I see this person, I think I see millions of sub-Saharan African farmers who are really suffering to get input at the right time, at the right place, at the right price, and the right quality of input. But it seems thanks to 1 Acre Fund, this person got access to inputs and how you're gonna utilize those inputs. As a result of this, he able to feed his family, and also he go beyond to help additional people, an orphan girl who were able to send her to school. I think this is a very good example. We need to replicate it throughout sub-Saharan African countries to boost up the living standard of smallholder farmers.
Okay, very good. Simuhungu and his 1 acre farming. Thank you.
I want to compliment in what my just friend said ahead of me. I have the same person, Simuhungu. You know, I want to compliment part of the thing that what he hasn't mentioned. You know, this person needs money transfer services because he sent an orphan to school. He wants savings because he has surplus. What is missing and not properly discussed in this forum is this person still needs loans because, you know, he has to improve his farming practices. He has to improve his housing condition. You know, so many things have to be done. You know, he doesn't have credit service according to this demand. So this is what I would like to compliment.
So for thinking about the super platforms, how do we make these products more relevant to the audience that we're serving today? So if I'm looking for school fees, I'm paying for transportation. Why can't I buy a subscription to transportation via this channel? Bundle all of these different services for me. So instead of me traveling to buy these services that are now digital, one-stop shopping.
What I will say about Semung Nicodem is this is really the client-centric that we are talking about. This morning, I found on the desk this book from SIGAP on the customer-centric. And you can see how this guy has changed his standard of living. He has moved from no knowledge, but he got that knowledge. This is what we are talking, this is financial inclusion, because he's now able to save, he's able to educate the family, and is able to even help the community. So we have financial inclusion has helped him, but he has also helped the community because he took an orphan and is paying school fees for that child. That means he's also creating bright future from his community.
I represent Simuhungu.
Simuhungu again, all right.
Simuhungu again. Actually, you know, at one level, as Simuhungu, I'm really impressed that you're talking about me. At another level, half of what you're saying doesn't make any sense to me. I will be only interested when I actually get the inputs and in kind. Maybe Jumia will do it in a couple of years. I'll be very happy when I get the crop, somebody can help me break that money into different needs I have, paying school fees, looking after my family, etc.
Okay, very good. Between what we are saying here and the reality on the ground and having an actual impact on people's lives, there's a bit of a gap, and the trick is to fill that gap somehow. Okay. Very good. I'm glad that you are all able to think about the people that are represented on your badges, and that you keep on thinking about those people throughout the symposium as well.